4th, and I'm officially calling the August 2023 meeting of the 34th District Democrats to order at 6:36 p.m. This meeting is going to be similar to our June meeting. If you attended that, our focus tonight is almost fully on considering candidates for endorsement, and we have 6 critical elected seats and races that impact the 34th community tonight. We're also going to consider a block endorsement. We only have one thing in the block, the 2023 Seattle Housing Levy. And when we get to that portion of the meeting, I can explain more about that. All of our endorsements in June, I'm happy to share, will be moving forward to the general election, including Fred Feldman for Port of Seattle Commission, position 5, Rob Saka for Seattle City Council, District 1, and Gina Top for Seattle School Board Director, position 6. We also endorsed the Veterans, Seniors, and Human Services Levy, which was overwhelmingly passed by voters in the August election. So now we're going to move onward to the general election in November. And we have some candidates that we previously endorsed that did not have to undergo a primary election, so they will be moving forward to the general election as well. Tonight, we're also going to hear from the campaign supporting the Seattle Housing Levy, as well as representatives from the campaign to bring ranked choice voting to the presidential primaries in Washington State. We'll also have a vote on appointing 2 PCOs and on a new board chair, or a new board committee chair, I should say. I'm not going anywhere yet. Lastly, tonight we'll be voting on approving contributions to endorse candidates using a funding framework that the board approved at its July meeting. Tonight, as we did in June, we have the privilege of providing guidance to voters about who they should elect. Additionally, those candidates who win our endorsement will have access to our financial resources, our volunteers, and our PCOs that are helpful to winning our elections. And again, tonight, whether you win an endorsement or not, if you're one of our candidates, I really want to thank you and appreciate you for running for office. You all are absolutely critical to small d democracy continuing to thrive, at least here locally, and nationally, we hope will continue as well. This meeting is unlikely to be brief, though we were pretty efficient in our June meeting. But we cannot predict how many ballots each endorsement will require, but we'll move as swiftly as we can to ensure we all are getting out of here at a reasonable time. I'm also excited to share that a month from today, on September 9th, we're going to have our members and family picnic at Lincoln Park. Space is limited, so please RSVP if you will be there. We have a website set up where you can go and register your attendance. That way we can make sure that we have spots for everyone that wishes to join. And if you do join, we ask that you bring a dessert to share. We'll also be providing an opportunity to give contributions to the 34th. So if you do attend, bring your phone and a credit card. We'll be able to take cashless contributions at the picnic. But more importantly, we're going to have some great barbecue and sides, and we're going to be in Lincoln Park down by the water. We've got some pretty nice space there. All right, so now to our business. You can see on the screen the proposed and amended agenda for our meeting this evening. This is amended from the previous version that was sent to PCOs and members because we did have a speaker that was planned to speak about democracy vouchers and that program being renewed. That process is going to take longer than they originally planned, so we will not have a speaker on that tonight. Is there any discussion on the agenda before we move forward?
I would move adoption.
Chris
Right.
Porter, second.
Are there any objections to adoption of the amended agenda? Hearing no objections, the motion passes by unanimous consent and the agenda is adopted. The screen shows the minutes from our June 14th meeting. We did not have a July meeting. The minutes were previously sent to PCOs and members. Are there any corrections to the minutes? May I have a motion, please, to
I would
adopt the minutes?
move the acceptance of minutes.
Rachel, second.
Are there any objections to the adoption of the minutes from the June 14th meeting? Any objections? All right, hearing no objections, the motion passes by unanimous consent and the minutes are adopted. I'm going to turn things over to Julie Whitaker, our treasurer, to review our June and July financial reports. Julie, if you're here and able to unmute.
Hi, I'm here. All right, for June, our beginning balance was $22,269.46. Our income was $3,572.41. Our expenses were $1,349.22. So we ended up with $24,492.65. There was some fundraiser expenses and fundraiser income included in that. Any questions? No? Can we move on to July then?
Yep.
Okay. So July, our beginning balance was $24,492.65. Our income was $8,169.99. Our expenses were $8,937.09. So we ended up with $23,725.55. Our major income obviously came from the fundraiser. Also, our major expenses came from the fundraiser and the Get Out the Vote walk pieces that were all sent to all the PCOs. So we had a lot of expenses, but we also had a lot of income. We ended up a little bit below where we were in June, but not by much. Any questions?
Well done.
Thank you. It was trying, I'll put it that way. Yes, but it all worked out. So everything balanced and yeah, a lot of very late nights and tearing my hair out, but it all got done. So thank you.
Well,
Any
thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks. And yeah, it's been a busy couple months with the elections, the fundraisers, lots of expenses and contributions. And thank you for everyone who contributed. And yes, thank you for Julie for making sure.
Oh,
our
there is one thing. In
Yeah.
August, we will also have more fundraiser expenses, but also more fundraiser income. They came in late, so they weren't processed through the bank yet.
Okay,
Okay.
good. That's good to know. All right, we will file these reports. Now I'm going to turn things over to Rachel Glass to share our land acknowledgement.
Thank you, Graham. On behalf of the 34th Legislative District Democrats, I acknowledge the land on which we stand today as the traditional home of the Coast Salish and Duwamish people, the traditional home of all tribes and bands within the Suquamish, Tulalip, Snoqualmie, Puyallup, and Muckleshoot nations. Without them, we would not have access to this gathering or to this dialogue. I ask that we take this opportunity to thank the original caretakers of this land on which we live and work who are still here. And as part of the 34th Dems commitment to walking the walk of taking action that goes beyond simply a verbal land acknowledgement, we are offering ways that you can take action with us by donating to organizations that benefit Indigenous communities in our district and across the country. I will put these links in the chat so you can refer to them anytime during this meeting or later. Please consider your donation to be a way to solidify your commitment to the advocacy of our Indigenous neighbors. And the organization that I am highlighting this evening is the Seattle Urban Native Nonprofits. It's a collective of nonprofits. I am going to put the link to find ways to donate to them. I will put that in the chat so you can refer to that. And we will also have that for future listed. We can list this on our website and also in future emails to the membership. So thank you very much.
I'm muted. Thank you, Rachel. All right, I'm about to turn things over to our PCO chair, Dorothy, to lead us through appointment of new PCOs. Precinct committee officers are absolutely vital to our efforts, to our get out the vote efforts. They also are responsible if there are changes to our state delegation to help appoint new state house representatives. So it's a really important and official role. It's how I first got involved in the 34th. And if you're interested in becoming a PCO, I encourage you to go to our website and learn more. And I'm going to now turn things over to Dorothy to introduce our two potential appointments.
Thank you, Graham. As PCO committee chair, I have the honor tonight of presenting prospective PCOs Stephen Lamphere, Burien 34-1058, and David Toledo, Seattle 34-1498. First, Stephen, please turn on your video and sound, and please say a few words about yourself and why you decided to become a PCO.
Good evening. I'm Stephen Lamphere. I'm interested in returning to the 34th district, which is why I've applied to be a PCO. I was a PCO in the past, and I was a member for some years. I'd like to redouble my efforts with the 34th. I am a former Burien City Council member and former chair of the Board of Supervisors of the King Conservation District. Thank you all for allowing me to do this.
Thank you, Stephen. And David, would you please turn on your video and sound, and please say a few words about yourself and why you decided to become a PCO.
Dorothy, I don't think David has arrived yet.
He hasn't. Oh, well. And in this situation, Graham, can he be appointed later, David?
He can be appointed later, but yeah, we'll probably just have to defer that to a future meeting.
He had confirmed that he was coming this evening, so I'm a little surprised.
Okay, he may be running late, so maybe we can do it if he arrives later on. Too.
Right, okay. So for Stephen, I'll read the PCO oath. I am willing to serve as an appointed Democratic Precinct Committee officer until December 1st, 2024. I recognize that it's my responsibility to know the boundaries of my precinct and be familiar with its residents and registered voters. I understand that my duties also include providing voters with campaign material for endorsed candidates prior to each primary and general election, get out the vote activities, and new voter registration. And before the motion to appoint, please answer, Stephen, are you a Democrat?
I am.
Thank you. I move then that we appoint Stephen Lamphere as a PCO for the 34th District Dems.
Is there a second?
Gail Summers, second.
All right, so this is the only time I'm gonna ask folks as a large group, you can unmute, but only PCOs can vote. Only PCOs can vote. This will be a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say
Aye.
no.
And welcome back, Stephen.
Yeah, congratulations, Stephen. Thank you for being a PCO. And you now can assume all the rights and responsibilities of a PCO in the 34th. So thank you so much. All right. I'm now thrilled to share with you that I have appointed Hannah Cameron to be our membership and hospitality chair. She's been a tremendous volunteer ensuring our endorsement meetings have gone smoothly. and brings needed technological capability to this position. I'm asking members tonight to confirm her appointment in accordance with our bylaws. I ask that someone please move to approve the appointment.
So moved. This is Chris.
I second, Julie.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
We need to just quickly vote.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say
Aye.
nay. All right, the ayes have it. Congratulations, Hannah. You have a brilliant non-paying volunteer role.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for being part of the board. Okay, we're now going to move forward to our endorsement process. First, everyone, so in order to be eligible to be considered for endorsement, someone has to have declared that they're a Democrat and completed the King County Democrats questionnaire. As we go through these endorsements, I will indicate who is eligible for each race to be able to receive the 34th endorsements. I'm just gonna, before I get into these rules, I'm just gonna share first, everyone is expected to be kind and respectful during this meeting. Our 34 Democrats Code of Conduct is posted on our website, and we're all expected to abide by that. At a high level, that means treating everyone with dignity, respect, and worth, using welcoming, inclusive language, and assuming good intent on the part of speakers and participants. And if you do choose to speak this evening, I ask that you really take this to heart. If you feel yourself maybe getting a little heated up, I encourage you to maybe self-regulate, be responsible for yourself, and make sure that we conduct ourselves in a respectful manner overall. Additionally, I really want to thank our volunteers who have helped make tonight possible. And again, that has required numerous hours away from family and work. And it's no small undertaking to get something like this underway. We're also doing this a bit differently than last time when many of us were in the same room coordinating this meeting. We are now in different locations. In fact, one of us is in a whole different state. So we're going to really hope that technology continues to function. But I hope you all will offer some grace if things start going a little slower, or we just need to kind of regroup and coordinate with each other. Now I'm going to review the process. So in terms of who can speak and vote and participate this evening, anyone can. This is a public meeting, so anyone can listen in and participate. Precinct committee officers and eligible voting members can speak and make motions and second them, as well as vote. The deadline per our bylaws is if you were a new member, you had to have become a new member by May 9th, which was prior to our regular meeting before our last endorsement meeting. And then if you're renewing from last calendar year, you just had to renew by last evening. You also have to reside in the district. We've validated all of our member list, and our tally team will be using that to validate all votes this evening. Our tally committee compares the membership list to the votes cast, and then external vote cast are added to the results. So here's how we're going to go through the process for each endorsement, and we're going to consider each elected position one at a time. So once we get to a particular position, I'll open up the floor for motions to endorse a particular candidate. If a candidate has already told me that they have someone pre-selected to make a motion and second for them, I will call on those people. If I have not received any of that information, Ann Martin, who is one of our endorsement chair, will identify based on folks raising their virtual Zoom hand, who is ready to make a motion for a eligible candidate. And she'll let me know, and I will call on that person, and then similar for who's making a second. And if you're making a motion, you just have to say something. You might want to write this down. I move the endorsement of Joe Biden for President of the United States. So just, that's all you have to say. If you are making a motion, if you're seconding, you just have to say, I second the motion. I will take all motions for that particular position. We'll then close the period for motions once all eligible candidates have been nominated, or if there's an eligible candidate and no one's made a motion for them, we'll move on. I will then ask for speeches for the motions in order that they were made. So the maker of the motion has 2 minutes to speak to his or her motion. That person can use all of their 2 minutes to speak themselves, or they are free to yield their time to the candidate or another eligible voting member or PCO. I will then, once that 2-minute speech is completed, I will then ask if there's any speech against the motion. And then if there is, that person who's raised their hand to provide that speech and is an eligible voter, they'll have 2 minutes to make that speech. If no one rises to make a speech against, there's no speech for, there's no second speech for. If someone does choose to make a speech against, the person who seconded the motion can speak for 2 minutes or defer or yield to another eligible voter. They cannot yield again to the candidate, though, just to another eligible voter. We'll hear up to 2 speeches for and 2 speeches against for each candidate. If that sounds convoluted, don't worry, I'll walk us through the process as we go. Once all speeches are completed, we will then go to the voting process. All candidates have to get 60% of the vote to win an endorsement on the first ballot. If there's only one candidate, there are 2 options. You can either vote to endorse that candidate, or you can vote no endorsement. That'll be an option on the ballot. If there are 2 candidates, there is either a winner that's received 60% of the vote, no endorsement, or we can consider a dual endorsement. If someone makes a motion for a dual endorsement, we will consider that, and then you'll be able to vote either for a dual endorsement or no endorsement. I'll just also note you can choose to abstain from voting and not vote, as a member has pointed out to me. I'm not a math expert, but according to their math, if you choose not to vote, it lessens the denominator and it makes it easier for a candidate to achieve the 60%. A motion must be made and seconded for a dual endorsement. Again, this is again a yes or no vote and requires a 60% majority. Okay, if your candidate has not pre-selected someone to make a motion and you would like to make a motion for a candidate, you can use the Zoom raise hand feature to signal to the chair, but really to Ann Martin, who will let me know who's ready to make a motion for someone. Again, each vote will be 2 minutes on the timer. We'll have
I have about 1 minute speech for you.
Okay, whoever's speaking, just mute your phone. Thank you. It's your responsibility to vote during that window. You can only chat with the host. And I'll just share, it'd be too much for me to monitor the chat during this meeting, so I am not looking at the chat. Chris Porter is looking at the chat. He will, if there's something that needs to be brought up to the chair, he'll let me know. He'll unmute and raise the issue. If you have a point of order, you can use this Zoom thumbs up. You can also signal that to Chris Porter as well. And then again, only use the chat if you truly need help. Don't use it as a, this is not an opportunity to use this for dialoguing, because we need to keep that channel open in case folks really do need help voting. Okay, if you cannot figure out or are unable to use the Zoom poll or ballots when we have them up, you can also text to our external vote manager at 206-290-4076 if you need to write that down. 206-290-4076. Include your first and last name as on your membership and with your vote. If you don't provide your name with your text message, we won't know who you are and can't validate your vote, so it won't be counted. And then please do not vote in Zoom and also text your vote. That's just going to cause more time to go by before we can validate and announce the results of the votes. Okay, so here's the order of voting. We'll have a board block. We'll have Vashon Island School District Director, position number 5. We have 1 eligible candidate, Juniper Rognaby. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Highline School District Director, District number 1. Eligible candidates are Michael Lewis and Stephanie Tidholm. Highline School District Director, District number 4, Carlos Ruiz. Burien City Council position 2, Linda Akey. Burien City Council position 4, Patricia Hudson and Kevin Schilling. And King County Council District 8, Sophia Aragon and Teresa Mosqueda. All right. We also will be interspersing between votes those presentations I discussed earlier. We'll start with a presentation on renewing the Seattle Housing Levy, and we'll also have a presentation by Fair Vote Washington on ranked choice voting in the presidential election in Washington State. Speaking of those presentations, I'm now going to turn things over and welcome our guest, Nimco from the Renew the Seattle Housing Levy campaign, who's going to share information about the levy and answer any questions you have. This levy will be on the ballot in November, and shortly we'll be voting on whether we will endorse this initiative or not, or levy or not. We also we'll have 10 minutes on the agenda for this. So Nimco, you have 10 minutes for your presentation, and then we'll see within that 10 minutes, hopefully we'll leave some time for questions too. Nimco, are you able to unmute?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Nimco, and I'm the campaign director for the Yes for Homes housing renewal campaign, housing levy renewal campaign. And I apologize in advance. My nephew's here who won't let me, who somehow won't let me speak, but I will go ahead. So renewing the Seattle Housing Levy scales this proven tool to meet the urgent demands of the moment, creating new homes, providing emergency assistance to reduce homelessness, and addressing the staffing needs of transitional and supportive housing. That's why it's been endorsed by the mayor and council, the United Way of King County, CMAR, Interim CDA, Chief Seattle Club, El Centro de la Raza, the Urban League of Metro Seattle, YWCA, Youth Care, the Seattle Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce, MLK Labor, and so many more. Please join the diverse and growing list of supporters by endorsing the Seattle Housing Levy and participating in the effort to ensure its renewal. So just to get started, dramatic increases in Seattle's housing costs impact everyone in our community, but the burden has heavily income working families and people of color. The housing levy is our single most effective tool to improve housing stability and equity, providing homes and housing assistance that advance individual and community health, safety, and well-being. Since 1986, the levy has been Seattle's foundational tool for affordable housing and has created or preserved over 12,000 affordable homes, which house 16,000 neighbors today. Our current housing levy is set to expire at the end of 2023. Without renewal, we will dramatically limit our ability to create the affordable housing Seattle desperately needs. Like I'd mentioned earlier, the mayor, city council, housing advocates, labor, business, service providers, and many more came together to propose the housing levy renewal package following months of community engagement. The 2023 renewal generates $970 million over the next 7 years to produce and preserve 3,500 new affordable homes for low-income households and reinvest in existing affordable housing. It will stabilize 4,500 individuals and families at risk of eviction and homelessness through rental assistance and case management. It will help 1,150 formerly homeless residents and people with service needs to live in stable, supportive homes through operation funding for permanent supportive housing. It will also create and maintain 360 affordable home ownership opportunities targeted to marginalized communities. Levy renewal also provides wage support, career training, and professional development, caregivers in supportive and emergency housing, improving and expanding services we need to help people out of homelessness, substance use, and behavioral health crises. In addition, the levy leverages short-term loans to purchase buildings and land for affordable housing. Like I said, please join the diverse and growing list of supporters by endorsing the Seattle Housing Levy and participating in the effort to ensure its renewal. You can always learn more on our campaign website, yesforhomes.org. I will share that in the chat. There are also other ways to help, In addition to endorsing the campaign, we need volunteers to help us spread the word about the importance of renewing the levy at voters' doors, on the phone, and in the community. You can provide your contact information today or email the campaign at info@yesforhomes.org. You can also donate. So in addition to volunteering, we are working hard to raise the resources needed to pass this levy. If you're interested in supporting the campaign financially or helping raise campaign funds, please provide your contact information to me today and reach the campaign at info@yesforhomes.org. And so I will stop there and hopefully take some time to also answer any questions that you all may have.
Thank you. Yeah, we have about 6 minutes for questions. And so if you want to ask a question, use the raise hand feature. Chris Porter, I see your hand up.
Do we have any questions?
Sorry, ignore that. I'll take it down. That's a reminder before we
Okay.
start the to say something before we start the speeches.
Any questions? Carla Rogers,
Yeah,
the chair recognizes
just-
Carla Rogers.
Just real quick, sorry, other question. Would you, just for communication in the chat, would you put your email address in there or any other contact information if our folks are interested in getting involved in the campaign?
I see Carla has a question.
Yeah, she was just asking if you could put your contact information in the chat if so folks can contact you about the campaign.
No.
Nimco, can you hear us? I think she's lost sound. Nimco? Chris, are you able to text with her and let her know that she's lost sound?
Oh,
We'll do it right away.
Okay.
is the audio not working?
Oh,
I don't, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I think you lost sound for a little bit.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay.
It's-
Carla was just
yeah.
asking if you could put send her your contact information in the chat and then she can post it.
Absolutely. So I sent it to Carla. Who was I supposed to send it to?
Carla.
Carla.
Oh, Carla, I
Yeah.
sent it to you.
Great, and Nimco, we have a pretty well-read weekly email, so if you would send me some information, I'm happy to kind of get the word out about the campaign and ask for volunteers and try to get some 34th support for you.
That would be wonderful. Thank you. I will forward you our campaign one pager that is hot off the presses as of this week. And I would also encourage everybody to check out the Yes for Homes website. We also have a Facebook page as well. You can follow some of our updates there. We are amping up. We actually, today was our official campaign launch. There was a press release that was sent out that you all can, you guys can check out on the website or on our Facebook page.
And then we got 2 more questions and then we'll wrap up. I'll check. Julie, you have a question?
Yes, hi, Nimco. You said this was a renewal.
Yes.
Has this been renewed before, or is this the first time to renew it?
Oh, really great question, Julie. This is not the first time. This is currently it's a 7-year levy. And so this is renewing the 2016 levy that passed. But the levy has been renewed, since 1986, the levy has been Seattle's foundational tool for affordable housing. And so we've passed it since 1986 with really good numbers.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah. No problem.
Thank you. And then Elizabeth Heath, I think, is our last question.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. Recently, legislation has been passed that affected housing and tree canopies. And I'm wondering if there's anything in this legislation, that addresses the tree canopy issue and the preservation of trees on the properties that are being developed. Thank you.
I'm not sure who answered that question. Thank you for that. I'm actually not entirely sure where canopy and tree preservation fits into that. So it's actually, that's really great. It says that all the new developments will have to comport with the new tree ordinance. So anything, yeah, so it'll be a 2-to-1 replacement for any tree taken down.
It'll fall under the same
Right.
regulations as other construction, I assume.
Sounds like even better.
Yes.
Good. All right. Thank you so much, NIMCO. Really appreciate your educating our members about the levy, and there are links, I believe, in the newsletter if folks want to go there, as well as in the agenda that was provided to, and I think Rachel put in the chat a link for everyone to see too. All right, we are now going to move to our board block. And you may say, hey, a board block, that's strange. Shouldn't there be more than one thing? Well, when the board met in July, at the state of the races precluded us from putting any other candidates in the board block because they were still competitive or had more candidates that were in the race that were eligible for endorsement. So right now the board has approved the following board block, which is to include the City of Seattle 2023 housing levy, the endorsement of that levy. If any member rises in opposition to any items in the block, they'll be removed from the block and we'll vote on them separately. The difference between a board block and other endorsements is a board block only requires a simple majority for passage. Anything that's out of the board block requires a 60% approval. So is there any opposition to the block vote recommendation? Any opposition? All right, can I ask a member of the board to make a motion to endorse the board block that includes our endorsement of the City of Seattle's 2023 housing levy?
I move to endorse Roxanne Thayer.
Okay. And
second, Chris Lampkin.
All right, Roxanne, you have 2 minutes to speak to your motion.
At this time in the city of Seattle, affordable housing is essential. And as our speaker mentioned, NIMCO, this has been endorsed and passed for decades. It is critical, even more critical now that that this pass and that we all support it. Our neighbors are in need, and it's time for us to step forward and support them. Thank you. I yield my time to Chris Lampkin, who might like to also say why he seconded.
I agree with what you're saying, and we just need to continue our efforts to address one of the most pressing issues of our time, which is the housing crisis, and this is a proven way for us to do just that.
Is there anyone that would like to speak against this motion? All right, hearing no one rising to speak against. We are now going to move to a vote on the board block. And if we get that ballot up. So this is going to be your first poll. Again, this requires a simple majority to pass. You have 2 minutes to vote, 2 minutes to vote, and then we will close the poll. Ignore the timer that says you have 45 minutes to vote, or whatever that is showing. Remember, if you need to use the external voting option, the phone number is 206-290-4076. One more minute. for this vote.
Oh, Graham, while it's silent, I wanted people to know if they're trying to reach me on the chat, I'm not there under my name. I'm there under a timer. So there's something they need to, like they're not being recognized for something, is to direct the message to timer, and I'm watching for that.
Thank you for that clarification. So Chris Porter is now an object of timer. And please chat with him at the timer username. All right, and we are going to close this vote out. All right, and once those votes are validated, we can announce the results, and I'll wait for our decision desk to let me know in Slack when we are ready. All right, let's now move to the Vashon Island School District Director position number 5, which has one candidate eligible for endorsement, Juniper Rognaby. I'm going to now seek motions for endorsement for the Vashon Island School District Director position number 5. The chair recognizes Art Chippendale.
This is Roxanne Thayer, and I move to endorse Juniper Rugnaby.
This is Steve Rubitz. I second the motion.
Okay. So since there are no other candidates eligible, the time to make motions is now closed. Roxanne, you have 2 minutes to speak to your motion, or you may yield all or part of your time to the candidate.
Okay, thank you. Juniper Rugnaby is a very successful community organizer on Vashon. She has worked with the Vashon School District already, having been appointed by school directors to the Racial Equity Advisory Board. Her background professionally has been in relation to equity issues and diversity. She's also been the vice president of the Vashon Island Food Bank. So not only is she aware of BIPOC issues, she's also very sensitive to income issues. And a lot of people don't know it, but Vashon Island is a very diverse community. Not as diverse as we'd like it, but it's a lot more diverse than most people believe on the mainland. And as far as income goes, it's incredibly diverse, with a lot of people receiving sustenance from the food bank. Her focus is on students and safety and holding people accountable, something that has not been done as of late and that many of us on Vashon Island are extremely concerned about. 2 teachers have been released, and it's come out that there has been predation going on at the high school level by educators. Those who knew about it or should have known about it are liable for lawsuits and income attachment in relation to that. She will step forward and make sure that students are safe. She will hold people accountable. She has done that. She's demonstrated that in all of her performances within the community as a community leader. She will also hold the superintendent accountable and realize the fact that the superintendent serves at the pleasure of the board, not
Thank
the other
you,
way around.
Roxanne.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone like to rise to give a speech against the motion? Any speeches against the motion? All right, speeches are now closed for this candidate. At this time, we'll go ahead and launch our, if it's ready, our Vashon Island School District Director position number 5 ballot. We'll also leave this ballot open for 2 minutes. It's your responsibility to vote within those 2 minutes. If you need to vote alternatively, you can send your vote to 206-290-4076. I can also now share that the Seattle housing levy was endorsed unanimously. So we will now, congratulations NIMCO and the levy campaign and Seattle residents that this levy has been endorsed by the 34th.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much.
Okay, we have about a minute left on this one.
Graham,
Yeah,
just want to take a moment to make a quick announcement. I'm trying my best to keep up with all the chats and all the other things going on in the background here. But I am trying to get people in the spotlight when they're speaking. But just be aware that if you don't share your video when you're speaking, then people won't see anything. So I know that's important to a lot of people in the group. So if you're in a place where you can, share your video. Thank you.
all right, and we're about to close this vote and we'll move on to the next position. All right, so this vote is now closed. Just a reminder that the endorsement requires 60% of voting members, and we'll share those results when they are available. Let's now move on to the Highline School District Director, District Number 1. There are 2 candidates eligible for endorsement. That is Michael Lewis and Stephanie Tidholm. Are there any? I'm going to now call for any motions for endorsement, and the chair recognizes Sarah Moore. Sarah Moore.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Sarah Moore. I'm here as a current Burien City Council member and as the parent of a Highline High School graduate and non-binary kiddo. I think it's imperative that we
Sarah?
endorse.
You just
Yes,
need to make the
Sarah,
motion
you
first.
need to just move endorsement.
okay. I move to endorse Stephanie Tidholm.
Thank you. We'll call on you for a speech next. That will come. Is there a second?
I second Kelsey Van Hee.
And he seconded. Chair now seeks other motions for endorsement. Are there any other motions? And Martin, please let me know if anyone's raising their hand.
Don't see any.
Are there any other motions?
Graham, I thought you said there were 2.
Yes, but someone has to make a motion for the other candidate. Any other motions? Okay, the chair will now move to speeches. The chair now recognizes Sarah Moore. You have 2 minutes to speak to your motion, or you may yield all or part of your time to the candidate or another eligible voter.
Thank you, and my apologies for jumping ahead. I think it's imperative that we endorse Stephanie Tidholm to the Highline School Board. Our schools are under attack from far-right ideologues who want to ban books, restrict what kids can learn and what teachers can teach. And worst of all, they want to weaponize hate against trans kids. We need someone who has a track record of standing up for Highline students and our neighbors in Burien and White Center, someone who's deeply invested in Highline schools because she's active in the district and whose kids attended Highline schools. Stephanie is that person. Stephanie has spent nearly a decade actively involved in groups that bring together parents and educators. She's taken time to build personal relationships with teachers, administrators, parents, school board directors, and the superintendent. And we know that she is committed to creating a great learning environment for all kids. She's running for Highline School Board because she cares about Highline schools, not just getting elected for getting elected's sake. We all need Stephanie on the Highline School Board, The 34th endorsement tonight will go a long way to ensuring that we have an ally in our schools. Stephanie has been sole endorsed by King County Dems and the 33rd, plus One America and Sage Leaders, among others. I hope you will join me in voting for sole endorsement for Stephanie.
All right. Are there any speeches against? Would any voting member like to rise and speak against the motion? Any speeches against? All right, we will now move to a vote. We'll open this ballot. This will just be a vote with either endorsing or no endorsement for one candidate. You'll have 2 minutes to vote. The candidate needs 60% to win, or there's no endorsement in this race. So once that's ready, I think we're just updating the ballot here. I just want to share, if you have your calendars handy, our next meeting is on September 13th. We will have a pre-meeting program on that evening, and then we will have our regular meeting agenda for that meeting. This is a vote for, sorry, just letting our tally committee know, for Stephanie Tidholm for Highline School District.
Is the ballot up? I don't see it.
The ballot's not up yet.
Okay.
This is position 1.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll just pull up the slide deck so we can see where we're at on the agenda here. So we're at number 3 here, the Highline School District Director, position 1. And only one candidate was made a motion for this position. All right, we got it up. Sorry about the delay there. You can now vote. Voting is now open. You have 2 minutes to vote.
The ballot is incorrect. The ballot says the position, it's District 4 when it's District 1.
Yes.
I think we can pull the poll back, make the edit, and then relaunch it.
Let's do that. Sorry.
That is my cut.
Although it does say District 1 in the header, so it's a typo, and it seems like it's pretty clear.
All right, we pulled it back. We will re-release that ballot, so stay tuned.
But thank you for the edit. No.
All right, while we are adjusting that, maybe we can. Okay. I'm just getting some input from our team. While we're waiting for that, maybe we can move on to the next Highline School District position, and we'll get back to that once the ballot is available, and we can do back-to-back ballots then.
Graham, I got it.
Oh, we got
Let's
it?
do the
Okay.
one.
So let's go ahead and open that ballot up. Great. Okay, 2 minutes. Thank you.
It still says position 4
Just
for no
ignore it.
endorsement.
Just, yeah.
It still says no endorsement for Highline School Board Director 4. It still
Just
says
ignore it.
4.
We're voting for position 1. Just ignore it.
Right, okay.
And Graham, even if we voted on the last
Vote again.
stated
Yeah.
ballot, vote again. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we're revoting. Vote again. The last ballot was spoiled. Sorry about that. We will, yes, the line that says no endorsement, that is for district number 1. Sorry for the typo.
Happy boy. Is Milo in the house, Chair? Okay.
Graham, you've got a couple people with hands up. I don't know if it matters.
Carla and then Julie, are these points of order or announcements or something?
No, mine's just a question. Do we have
Yeah.
do we have the results for the Vashon Island District Director position yet?
Not yet.
Okay, that was all.
And we're gonna close this ballot out. Nope, I will be sure to get back to, we're just gonna keep going and voting and speechifying until we have results, and I'll share those results when they become available. Okay, we're now gonna move to, let me get back to where I was here. We're now gonna move to Highline School District Director number 4. There is one candidate eligible for endorsement, Carlos Ruiz. Are there any motions? The chair recognizes Carla Rogers.
Thank you, Chair. Happy to motion for Carlos Ruiz for Highline School Board position 4.
Rachel,
Chris Porter, second.
We raced to second here at the 34th.
Since there's no other candidate that's eligible, the time to make motions is now closed. Carla, you have 2 minutes to speak to your motion, or you may yield all or part of your time to the candidate being considered.
Chris, don't start me first. I just want to make sure that Carlos, I gotta do talking and technology. So give me 2 seconds to get Carlos up here.
1, 2, speak. No, go ahead.
All right. Okay, here we go. You can start now. I'm happy to motion for Carlos for Highline School Board position 4. We have watched while dangerous alt-right conservative values have infiltrated many school systems across the country. This is happening right here in our community. Carlos is the candidate in this race who aligns with our democratic values, and I'm confident that he'll lead with those values to make Highline a stronger school system. With that, I cede the rest of my time to the candidate.
Thank you to the 34th for having me tonight and for the enthusiastic second. Very excited and humbled to seek your endorsement this evening. Some of the main areas I'm focusing on, my priorities are community engagement. I have a long track record of community work, and I know that you have to start by asking what community needs in order to address those needs. Teacher empowerment, I want to make sure that we are doing everything we can and really understanding why some of our more qualified teachers, especially those of color, are leaving the district. My other priority is environmental protection. this district surrounds the airport, and there are a lot of concerns that come with that. And a lot of other school districts around the country have conducted studies on those effects. And then just on a personal level, I am a product of public education school system. My two daughters attend the Highline School District. I'm the incoming vice president of our PTSA. And I would absolutely love to secure your endorsement for the school district. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Carlos. Are there any speeches against the motion? Anyone rise to speak against the motion? Any speeches against the motion? All right. If the ballot is available, we'll go ahead and release that for Highline School District Director number 4. Two minutes to vote.
Oh, fuck.
We heard that.
All right, about 4 or 5 more seconds. And we can close this out. All right, we are zipping right through these votes. I'm gonna we're gonna take just a brief intermission. And during this time, I'm gonna invite Carrie from Fair Vote Washington to give a 10-minute presentation and Q&A on voting, ranked choice voting in the presidential primaries. Carrie, are you available?
I am right here. I am all set. Yeah.
All right.
And I really, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, well, first I want to just thank you all for having me. Of course, that's not what I was originally going to start with, but thank you all for having me tonight. I know tonight is a really big night, and what I really was excited to say is I want to applaud your LD. This is one of the smoothest endorsements meetings I've ever attended, and you guys are just killing the game, and I just want to give you a huge shout out, pat on the back, all of the things. So what I'm really here to talk about tonight is using ranked choice voting in our presidential primaries. So it's a little bit different than the rest of this meeting and focus, but it is 2023. We are looking ahead at Fair Vote Washington to 2028. Next year, there's going to be a presidential election. There's going to be a presidential primary, and we can expect that to be a pretty grueling and difficult process. But we want to make it better as quickly as we can and as best as we can. And we're really eager to do this to use ranked choice voting, which just quickly for those of you who I might not be as familiar with ranked choice voting. It's a manner of voting by which instead of just choosing one candidate, you actually get to rank your choices. And this way, if your candidate doesn't win or doesn't meet the threshold of votes, we look to your next sort of choice. Because Washington used to be a caucusing state, I'll sort of say it this way, it's almost a beautiful combination of caucusing, but on your paper ballot at home. So that's what we're aiming for here. And we're especially excited about doing that because in 2020, 1/4, 1 in 4 votes of Washingtonians were not used to allocate delegates to the DNC. The technical term for that is wasted, meaning that they were counted, but because of how many candidates dropped out between when ballots were mailed and when ballots were counted, 1/4 of voters were disenfranchised. Here in LD 34, 24% of votes were wasted, and that totals out to 41,405 votes. So that's a really substantial number of people we're talking about. And we as Democrats, I'm going to speak as we because I am a Democrat, I'm part of a different legislative district. We are a nonpartisan organization at Fair Vote, but I personally am a Democrat, and we personally are so enthusiastic about enfranchising voters, making voting more available, making it more accessible, and really helping bring people along in the process to select our democracy. We are seeing unprecedented challenges. We're facing collectively unknown, known, and unprecedented circumstances between our climate, between our classrooms, in our legislative bodies, just everywhere we look. It's really challenging right now. And ranked choice voting is a tool we have at our disposal today to really start making strides towards a more inclusive democracy. I'm gonna wrap up quick in case there are questions. But tonight I am asking you to consider at a future meeting passing a resolution in support of using ranked choice voting for presidential primaries. We have this bill in the state legislature and we want to see it pass in 2024 so that we can use it in 2028. We really want to give voters time to understand this and to learn it and love it. So I see a few hands, so I'll stop here. Thank you so much for listening in this important night that you have. Carla's hand is first for me.
Thanks, Carrie. Question, we obviously heard a lot about this either last year or the year before. It's all blending together for me. This is just for the primary, correct?
Yes, the presidential primary. I think you're thinking of question 1 on our Seattle ballots in 2022 had ranked choice voting for Seattle primaries.
So on that ballot, would it only be ranked choice for the presidential race by itself, and then everything else would be regular?
Yes. Yeah, because right now we all got a primary ballot that is just presidential, because of just the way the
it's separate
across the country works. So
I see. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Got to learn more. So
no, I've learned a lot from the questions I've been asked in my tour across every LD in the state. So thank you. Chris.
Thank you, Carrie. I'm just curious if you can clarify when you said there were, in other instances, wasted votes, because I'm curious if that means if the voter first selection or only selection did not, like they didn't win, if that's what you mean by a wasted vote.
Thank you for this question. No, it does not mean that their candidate didn't win. It was that they submitted a ballot correctly, but because that candidate had dropped out somewhere between when ballots were mailed and when ballots were counted, their vote actually could not be used to select and allocate delegates.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we really consider this a voter enfranchisement project so that people can really vote with their hearts and not vote for who they think is going to win or have to wait until the politics across the country play out before they make their selection. But yeah, thank you so much. All right, Ted.
Thanks for taking my question. So I guess the question I have is, I mean, we have by law in Washington, a open primary, and it's not by party. So what happens to a ballot where the first choice is for a Democrat? Could the second choice then be for a Republican?
That is a great question. And I actually was just having this discussion with another LD a couple weeks ago. The way, first of all, that would definitely be up to the parties to decide. That's not something that this bill would decide, but
I don't want to be argumentative, but I don't
No.
think that's the case.
no,
I don't think we
absolutely.
get this choice here because it's, I don't know, there's people who know way more about this than me.
So what I
But-
learned a couple weeks ago is that, or what I was reminded of a couple weeks ago, I should say, is in 2020, our ballot we all received the same ballot because it is an open primary state. And you could either vote for a Democrat. It had all of the Democratic candidates and it had all of the Republican candidates, and you could vote for one candidate and then you had to sign on the front if you were part of either party or which party you wanted to vote with. So that was a decision that this bill and this supportive use of ranked choice voting would not touch. So does that answer your question? Or I hope that answers your question. There's a few other.
Well, it doesn't really. I mean, yeah, no, I just don't see the logistics of that, what's going to happen. I think under the law, as I understand it, and again, I'm no attorney or certainly no expert on this, but I think you have an open ballot when you go to vote. And I don't think the implementation of a ranked choice voting is going to be allowed to restrict your ability to vote for who you want to vote for.
Carrie,
Yeah.
Carrie, this is Ann Martin. I actually have worked observing, and as I recall, this is an answer to Ted's question, that if you check that you're a Democrat and you vote for a Republican, your vote will be, in the past, discounted. And so it is the party rules that regulate the primaries. And I would think that there, again, as Carrie says, there's not something in the proposed law that would say, oh, you have to vote for a Republican if you're a Republican. But I think that our party rules could definitely do that, and that the elections office would comply with that limitation from the party, because it is a party election. It is not a general election.
Right.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you so much, Anne. Thank you. All right, and Bunny.
Yeah, that was kind of, my question was that, wouldn't we be, because it is party specific and you're declaring basically your membership in a party for this election only, that you would have to pick from either column A or column B and be instructed only to rank candidates either in the Democratic or the Republican primary?
Yes, because I mean,
Okay.
again, like those rules would be up to the parties to decide. So I would imagine that they would not change. So yeah, I would say yes to that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for your question. All right, Chris.
Thank you. First, it's for Graham first. There's a new member who's wondering if they can make a motion to endorse themselves for District 1.
District 1. Where are we?
I'm not sure if they didn't clarify if they're talking about the school district or a city district. The question is, I'm a new member of 34th. Am I allowed to make a motion
Highland
to
School
endorse?
District Director, District 1.
Yes.
We've closed that endorsement process.
Okay, thank you. Then my question to Carrie is sort of a two-pronged one. Does the cost differ to administer this not only statewide but by county than during primary and then how we carry out primaries? And two, do you have the support of Julie Weiss, who obviously manages the lion's share of voters in this in the state with the largest number of voters in this county for this?
Yeah, thank you so much for both your questions. The cost is not significantly different to my understanding. There, of course, would be a cost in changing the ballot system in and of itself, but that is so much more accessible these days than it used to be, since 60 other cities around the country use ranked choice voting, 5 other states and several countries around the world use ranked choice voting. So the technology is there and readily available. I really could not speak to the exact cost of what it's going to be across different counties, but I would imagine different municipalities would find ways to achieve this. As to, do we have the specific support of Julie Weiss? I will just say, like, we are working with all of the necessary players across the state at various levels of government and at various levels of party, politicians, and people who need to be involved are involved. So thank you so much for your question about that.
Okay, I think we have 3 more questions, and then we'll close it out. So
Awesome.
Steve, Michael, and then Preston.
Well, this would be a separate ballot, a standalone ballot. It wouldn't be in conjunction with any other races for state or local offices.
It would be exactly how it is now. It's its own
and then there would be a Republican space and a Democratic space, and then you just stay in that particular area that you're declaring to be the Democrat or Republican.
Yes, all that I'm asking for support with tonight is to change how the votes are counted, not anything else with the party decisions or what the ballot looks like. Well, I mean, the ballot would change, but essentially, yes. We are really...
Carrie, I don't think we are considering any the resolution this meeting.
Correct.
In September.
Yeah.
So if it makes it through the board. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I see what you're saying. Thank you for correcting me there. I appreciate it. Okay, Michael.
Yeah, well, a couple things. It's more comment than anything else. I'm sort of uncertain about the rank point voting, but part of the reason is, well, one, it would have cured my problem last time because I voted for Elizabeth Warren before she dropped out, and she dropped out before the primary votes were done. I would have voted for somebody else, obviously. And so that's one aspect of it. So I'm one of the wasted votes. But on the other side of it, the reason we don't have party association and affiliation in our state is because the Republicans were trying to play shenanigans a long time ago, trying to make sure that they could take over again. And for a while they did. So there is a reason background that we, sort of have. And I'm old enough to know when we did, because I was around for that. So, but if we can get, so the commentary and the feedback is, if we can get a honest, so the party does own the primary. And so as long as that mechanics work, then it's good. But for other choices, for it beyond, trying to stretch it beyond that is more challenging. So the primary stuff, since the Democrats or the Republicans own their ballots, essentially, then that seems to be okay. But beyond that, I'm not as certain about that. We live in a state now that shenanigans aren't so big, but they used to be. So.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, this again is we're just really excited about, well, ranked choice voting at its core is about enfranchising voters. So thank you.
Yes, and it has to remain that way, but it was, what they did was disenfranchise voters before with other shenanigans, like what Ohio just tried to do by changing the law to 3/4 or 2/6. We had that problem where we couldn't pass bills because they jacked up the level of passage to 2/3.
Thank you. All right, Preston.
All right, yeah, I
Or
think this is
are
our
we-
last, I think it's Preston's our last question, and then we'll.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and withdraw my question. I was just gonna more so kind of just advocate for ranked choice voting and just talk about my experience in Pierce County when Pierce County ran theirs, but I don't think that's necessary. I think a lot of folks are pretty educated on ranked choice voting at this point, but I think ranked choice voting definitely has more benefits than drawbacks, and I think those that would impede the implementation of ranked choice voting just have maybe other allegiances, but that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you so much. It's always great to hear from a ranked choice voting supporter. I've had the opportunity to use it when I lived in Minneapolis and also thought it was great. So thank you so much for giving me space tonight in this really important meeting. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you again next month. But in the meantime, I will drop my email in. Is there like a general chat I could drop my email in?
You can just send it to Carla and she'll put it in the general chat. for you.
Perfect. Okay, I will do that. Good luck with the rest of your meeting. I'll see you in the general. Take
Thank
care.
you so much, Carrie. Appreciate it. And really appreciate Carrie for being patient with us. We tried to get her on multiple agendas and glad we could finally fit her in. So thank you for that patience. Just to share where we're at now at position number 5 here, Burien City Council position 2. There's one eligible candidate. That's Linda Akey. Are there any motions for endorsement for Burien City Council position 2? Any motions? And if you see anyone seeking to make a motion, let me know.
I do not see any hands, and we do not have any pre-assigned, so.
Any motions? Okay. Then we'll move
Can the
on.
candidate self endorse?
If the candidate is an eligible member or PCO. Okay, any motions? Okay, I am now, we can announce some preliminary results. Or I guess these are final results, with 93.48% of the vote. We have endorsed Juniper Rogmi for Vashon Island School District Director, position number 5. With 95.45% of the vote, we have endorsed Stephanie Tidholm for Highline School District Director, district number 1. And with 100% of the vote, we have endorsed Carlos Ruiz for Highline School District Director, district number 4. We're now going to move on to position 6 here on our endorsement meeting. Burien City Council position 4, and these candidates will now seek motions. Sorry, for the 2 candidates. They're Kevin Schilling and Patricia Hudson. The chair recognizes Pamela Jorgensen.
Thank you. I move to endorse or move the endorsement of Patricia Hudson for City of Burien position number 4.
Thank you.
Sec-
The chair
second.
now recognizes Dow Constantine.
Second.
Seconded. Are there any other motions? Does anyone like to rise?
Excuse me, who's the second?
Dow
Constantine. Okay, thank you.
Any other motions? Any motions for other candidates? Okay, the time to make a motion is now closed. Pamela, you have 2 minutes to speak to your motion, or you may yield all or part of your time to the candidate.
Just make a brief statement and then I'll yield. I've had the pleasure of having some long conversations with Patricia I found her to be courteous, capable, knowledgeable, and I feel that she has values that we respect. And I hereby cede the rest of my time
To the candidate or someone else?
to the candidate, sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
All
The
right.
Chair, that's Patricia Hudson.
Thank you, 34th District. Good evening. My name is Patricia Hudson. I am a mother of 2 sons, an HR professional, currently at SEIU 775, and a 30-year Burien resident who has served as a PCO in the 33rd District and a native Washingtonian. As a child of union parents, they taught me the value of solidarity and working together to accomplish a common goal to create value for all. The city of Burien is frozen in inaction. As a servant leader and future city council member, I will make decisions with an eye to the future of Burien. The time for change is now. As an HR professional, I collaborated daily and negotiate viable solutions alongside stakeholders of varying interest. Burien needs progressive change. The time for change is now to bring solutions forward to ease our homeless crisis, to build and provide affordable housing based on income. The time is now to increase the Burien minimum wage and reinvest in our community and downtown core. And the time is now to focus on the root cause for mental illness and behavioral health. We need to collaborate with businesses, our regional authorities, and focus on public safety. And lastly, the time is now to create sustainable energy solutions for Burien. I'm the change agent you seek, not just another voice, not just a person looking to grow my career. Please vote for me, Patricia Hudson, for Burien City Council Position 4. I humbly ask for your endorsement, and I appreciate your time this evening.
Would anyone like to rise and speak against this motion? Anyone like to rise and speak against this motion? Any speeches against? All right. Speeches are now closed. We will open this up for a vote. There's only 2 options on the ballot. There will only be 2 options on the ballot. Either a vote to endorse the motion of Patricia Hudson or no endorsement. So once that's available, we'll put that up. As we're waiting, please join us on Friday, August 25th at 5:30 p.m. at Future Primitive Brewery in White Center. This will be our monthly social on Friday, August 25th at 5:30 p.m. Look forward to seeing you all there for some post-primary conversation. And the ballot is now open. You have 2 minutes to vote.
Having trouble with the ballot. I'm getting a message polling error.
If you're unable to vote using the ballot, you can text your vote to, let me get that number for you, 206-290-4076. That's 206-290-4076. Text to vote. And just be sure to include your name so we can validate your vote. We have 1 more minute.
Graham, this is Art Chippendale. May I speak?
Is it a question, a logistical question or point of order?
It's a point of order and a question
Yes.
about the ballot.
Uh-huh.
I see that Kevin Schilling's name is on the ballot, and I don't
Where do you see
believe
that?
he was. I do not believe that he has been
It's
nominated.
it's not on the ballot that I can see. Jordan, are you able to unmute?
It's not on the ballot.
It's not on the ballot.
It wasn't on my ballot.
Okay, I'll pull that up again.
That's why I've had trouble, because it was on my ballot.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, we're
Maybe
gonna.
we broke Zoom.
Yeah, there should only be one ballot everyone sees. And we'll close that ballot out now. We're past the 2-minute mark. So the ballot I see that is up is Patricia Hudson or no endorsement. I'm not sure why another ballot would be. I don't think you can launch 2 ballots at once in Zoom. No, I don't think that's
the one I
feasible.
see in the list of our polls only shows Patricia Hudson and no endorsement. So I'm not sure what Art is saying or how he's saying it.
Yeah, if you want to take a screenshot of that.
Yeah, it's too late for that. It was pulled. So and someone else also saw the same ballot, and I don't know.
Are we
Anyway,
confusing
I
the
lost my
slide?
opportunity to vote.
There was a slide with his name on it. It may have been the slide. I don't know.
And if so, I think you should give Art and anybody else who had somehow the ballot confusion a few minutes to, or a minute to text their vote.
Sure. The ballot is still up too, by the way.
Like this, yeah.
I don't see the ballot.
Okay.
Well, the ballot is gone now, isn't it? Because it ended. So you need to text it to 206-290-4076.
4076.
Yeah, put your name, and the person for whom you are voting to endorse.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Ann.
We'll leave that open. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened there. Strange. Rachel?
Graham, did you say you still see the poll?
I just closed it on my screen. I think the window was just open on my screen. Is it ended though, Justin? Or Jordan, sorry.
Rachel has a question? Or,
I
or
think
has her hand
Tyler's
up?
right. I think we did break Zoom. Because I never actually ended the poll, but I can't see the poll on my screen anymore. And when I pull it up.
Oh,
in
here,
our
I
list
can
of
end
polls-
it there. It should be ended now. Can you see it?
Yeah, but now when I pull it up in our list of polls, I see both candidates.
That is strange. Okay, I just see one. Do we need to do it again then?
That's my question.
Yeah, I'll try re-editing it and launching it because it's not even, well, now when I go to edit it, it says Patricia Hudson and no endorsement.
It's a caching problem.
Whoa, this is bizarre.
Yeah, I think just for clarity and crystal clear where we land, we should redo
Do
it.
it again. Yeah.
Is that because no one's here for Kevin Schilling? 'Cause-
No, he's not eligible at this point to be on the
Oh, I
ballot.
see.
It is because somehow
Got it.
the ballot. If you want to explain what a caching issue is, Carla, to folks. It sounds like it didn't catch up on the internet for everyone, the changes.
Pretty
that we
much
made.
in layman's terms, yes. I just think it's nothing we're gonna be able to fix or address because we don't own Zoom. So I think we let's just rerun it. Maybe we go to another race and come back to this one for a second vote.
It's a separate question from that. I apologize for not having raised my hand or being called on, but I have materials in the meeting, materials that have both information about Ms. Hudson and Mr. Schilling, and I wasn't sure if there wasn't an opening for that person to be brought forward or not, or am I just looking at something old?
So there was a slide that had the eligible candidates. We then took motions for candidates to be endorsed. No one rose to make a motion for Kevin Schilling, so that's why he's not currently on the ballot. There's plenty of time for folks to raise their hand and do that. The challenge is that we had a ballot that was originally set up for 2 candidates. We edited that ballot and then released it, and unfortunately, it arrived correctly in some people's screens and apparently not on others, which is strange. I don't know why that happened, but there must be something. Everything has to go through Zoom and back out to people. So it just didn't correctly get put out back to people. So we're going to redo that poll. It'll just be for Patricia Hudson or no endorsement. So once we get that reset, we will release that poll. But I appreciate the recommendation to move on to the next race, and that'll allow us to keep moving forward. So we're now going to move to King County Council District 8. Both of these candidates have pre-selected who they wish to make a motion and second for them. So I will call on those folks. There are 2 candidates eligible. The chair recognizes first Alexia Iniguez.
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I move to motion to nominate Sofia Aragon for King County Council District 8. Sophia is prioritizing.
You just need to make the motion first, and then I'll call on you for. Yep.
Okay, okay.
And then I'm gonna. The chair recognizes Eileen Cody.
I second the motion.
Thank you. The chair recognizes Chris Lampkin.
Endorsement of Teresa Mosqueda for King County Position 8.
The chair recognizes Art Chippendale.
I second the motion to endorse Teresa Mosqueda.
Okay, the time to make a motion is now closed. There are only 2 candidates. Both candidates, there have been motions made for them. I'm gonna ask for speeches in the order in which the motions were taken. Alexia, you have 2 minutes to speak to your motion, or you may yield all or part of your time to the candidate.
First of all, thank you. Sophia is prioritizing public safety. She never supported to defund the police. Related to that, I know that in Burien, she supported hiring social workers to work with fire and police to address mental health. She supported the new state law making drug possession a misdemeanor to urge those with substance abuse into services. I yield my time to Sofia Aragon, the candidate.
Thank you, Alexia. I'm Sophia Aragon. I'm the mayor of the city of Burien, and as a Democrat and a candidate for District 8, I'm here to put forward leadership that meets the needs of the variety of communities that we have in District 8.
Could we let Sophia know that we can't see her because the computer's in the way?
Sorry about it. There you go. Burien is experiencing challenges that similar challenges from the city of Seattle. So touching on what Alexia had discussed, that my priority is public safety, and I would like to use my workforce expertise to create a more competent, culturally competent police workforce. And also in terms of our opioid crisis, it is the current public health crisis of the day. We have the fastest growing overdose rate in the nation in terms of Washington State, and King County having the largest population needs to add more urgency to that. As a candidate, I'm committed to preventing substance use, which would be a critical complement to the crisis care center levies that I also support. In terms of action on homelessness, I appreciate the advocacy of the 34th in this area. Seattle has the 3rd largest homelessness population behind New York and Los Angeles. And I appreciate concern about the King County's offer of $1 million and not a resolution. But if I'm elected, I'm committed to establishing emergency shelters, which there are none. And I ask for your endorsement. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any speeches against the motion on the table? Anyone want to rise? Okay, the chair recognizes Kelsey Fanny.
Hi, thank you. I may be new to the 34th, but I've been attending and live tweeting every Burien City Council meeting in 2023. And so I've seen firsthand the lack of leadership and the opposition of progressive policies by Mayor Aragon. Mayor Aragon has repeatedly voted with the furthest right member of our council. She has voted to initiate an encampment sweep that not even King County Sheriff's deputies would support. She has also voted against several temporary locations for a sanctioned shelter, including opposing the original proposal to utilize $1 million offered by King County. She voted against the extension of our affordable housing demonstration project and even voted repeatedly against the provision of a single portable toilet for our unhoused encampment. Mayor Aragon is not a progressive leader, and her vision or her leadership would be a disaster for King County. I urge you not to endorse her.
The chair now recognizes Eileen Cody. You have 2 minutes if you'd like to speak to your motion, or you can yield your time, not to the candidate. Can yield it to another eligible member though.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I actually didn't expect to speak, but I will say that I have known Sophia for a long time and know that she is a advocate for public health. She actually was working for the State Department of Health when I first met her. And I should also point out that she is a nurse, so I would actually use an old line of trust a nurse. And the fact that she's also a lawyer, don't hold that against her. So I again urge Sophia's endorsement from the 34th. And if you said I can't cede my time to her?
Not to the candidate, but you can cede it to another
If there's
eligible
another
member.
person.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know whether there's anyone lined up.
All right, thank you. Would anyone else like to rise to speak against the motion? Okay, the chair recognizes Stephen Lampier, and I'll just note this is a speaking against this particular motion. You cannot speak toward endorsing another candidate. You have 2 minutes, Stephen.
Thank you. I'm here to speak against the endorsement of Sophia Aragon. I am a former council member from the city of Burien, and I have been attending the council meetings regularly recently. And I'm particularly concerned about her voting with the most right-wing member of our city council on issues around housing and the homeless. As you've heard, she has consistently voted in favor of sweeps of the homeless in the city of Burien. She's recently voted in favor of having a camping ban throughout the city of Burien, which would be a mega sweep. I don't think this is a progressive person. I agree that she's probably a Democrat at some level. I did work for her in her campaign when she first ran 4 years ago. And I found that over time, she's either grown more conservative or she always was conservative. I made a mistake. I'm sorry about that. And I urge you to not endorse Aragon for the county committee seat. Thank you.
All right, speeches for this motion are now closed. We've had 2 speeches for and 2 speeches against, which is our limit. The chair now recognizes Chris Lampkin to speak to your motion to endorse Teresa Mosqueda. You have 2 minutes.
I could spend a lot of time talking about the incredible results we just saw in this past primary where Teresa won. I could talk about how she prime sponsored the housing levy that we just had a wonderful presentation with, hand in hand with Mayor Harrell. I could talk about how she's ensured that our members at DESC are able to have a living wage to be able to serve the neediest in our communities without needing the services they provide themselves. I can point to where she stood with union workers on the picket line before union selfies were cool. Or I could talk about how her visionary leadership on Jumpstart made sure that we had a swift and equitable recovery in Seattle. But instead, I'm just going to say her leadership is needed on the county addressing behavioral health because she has that experience doing that at the city. And I'm going to yield the rest of my time to her.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chris, and thank you for all the support from the 34th, for all the members' endorsements in the past elections that I've run. I've had your endorsement before running for Seattle City Council, and I'm asking for your support now as I head to the county to work on the very issues that we see growing and the crisis that we all want to address. I would love to go to the county to address the public health crisis, the behavioral health crisis, and the need to address community public safety investments. I want to go to the county to scale up investments in housing and homelessness services. And lastly, I want to go to the county to invest in jobs, good public sector jobs and private sector jobs, and to ensure everyone has access to equal opportunity and we create a recovery that is more equitable. I'm really proud to have had the endorsements of King County Executive Dow Constantine, Senator Nguyen, Representative Fitzgibbon and Alvarado, U.S. Representative Jayapal, and former Senator Nelson.
Yeah.
Please do trust the
This is
nurses.
Teresa.
The nurses have endorsed me. 1199 Northwest has endorsed from SEIU, along with the firefighters, building trades, childcare providers. I look forward to continuing to build broad coalitions with you and advance progressive collaborative change.
Thank you. Would anyone like to speak against this motion? Anyone rise to speak against this motion? Okay, the chair recognizes Alexia. You have 2 minutes.
Yes, first of all, I live in the city of Seattle and I have seen what Teresa Mosqueda's votes and has done to my city. Do I want that to further into King County? Absolutely not. And I'm as far right as you get, but you have to draw a line somewhere. And I don't want this to further and go into the county. So I urge you not to vote for Teresa Mosqueda. That was it. Thank you.
Thank you. The chair now recognizes Art Chippendale for 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. In June, we met to endorse one or both of these candidates, and Teresa Mosqueda came within 0.4% of reaching that 60% threshold needed for a single endorsement. Nonetheless, she went on to win this month's primary election by more than 16 points. It's time, fellow members, for us to fully endorse Teresa Mosqueda. And I will yield the rest of my time to Chris Lampier.
Chris, the chair recognizes you if you want to unmute.
If Chris isn't available, I could step up. This is Roxanne.
Actually, I had my hand up before with that, but go ahead.
It's up to Art who he wants to yield to.
Well, my choice was for Chris, so if he's available, otherwise go to Roxanne.
Not Chris Porter?
No, Chris Lampier, but if he's not available, I don't mind Chris Porter.
Do you want to reset the timer?
Please, yes, reset the timer.
Let's reset the timer to 1 minute.
Chris Porter.
Oh, okay. If we could change, we can just know that that's a minute.
That's 1 second. Okay.
There we go. Okay, and who are we yielding to again, Roxanne?
Let's go with Chris Porter.
Okay, Chris Porter, your time, start your own timer.
Okay. King County is dealing with a couple of crises. The homeless crisis and racism is a public health crisis. If we can't find candidates that can help resolve these two critical issues that impact thousands of lives, millions of lives across the county, then we haven't done our job. Teresa Mosqueda has certainly proven at this city level she can do that, and it needs to be expanded to the county level. All due respect to the previous speaker, we do need her thinking, her approach, her actions across the county to make this a place, to use the words of Dow Constantine, where everyone can live and grow and prosper. So yes, please endorse Teresa Mosqueda.
Okay. Is there a speech? Anyone like to rise and give a speech against? I see two. I assume, Chris, your hand should be lowered at this point.
Yes, thank you.
Jose was next.
Yes, and just confirming eligibility. I don't know that Jose is an eligible. And can you confirm that?
Yeah, I don't know that name.
I don't see him on the list of eligible speakers.
I don't see him as our membership list.
Okay. Are there any other eligible speakers? that would like-
Actually, Graham, I am looking in NGP right now, and I do see Jose as joined on 7/14.
That's past the eligibility date, correct?
Yes.
Well,
July
I
4th.
actually have a membership, oddly enough, on 6/14 as well.
Which was past the, wasn't that past the May?
No.
Oh, you're right. The
Yes.
endorsement meeting was on the 14th, so you're correct. Thank you. Sorry, just wanted to make sure everything was above board here.
Yep. Okay, any other eligible speakers against? Okay, speeches are now closed. We're gonna move to the ballot for King County Council District 8. We will get back to, we will get back to Burien City Council Position 4, but we're gonna now move forward with King County Council District 8. There are 2 candidates on the ballot. There's 3 options. You can either vote for one of those candidates or no endorsement, or not vote. A candidate needs to receive 60% of the vote to be solely endorsed. If that does not occur, we'll entertain a motion for a dual endorsement.
Graham, could you clarify the difference between not voting and voting no preference?
Well, it's not no preference. It's, you're saying you don't want to have any endorsement in that race. So it's
Right.
an affirmative no endorsement. Not voting is just abstaining.
Which one counts against the candidates?
Which one counts against? Well, if you're not voting for anything, you're not supporting anything. If you are voting no endorsement, it increases the threshold a candidate needs in terms of total votes to be endorsed.
Thank you.
All right, the ballot is now up. You have 2 minutes to vote. If you're unable to vote in this race, you can text your vote to 206-290-4076. Include your name so we can validate your vote. So the ballot is now open.
I don't see a ballot on the screen.
The ballot is up.
No ballot.
Okay, if you don't see the ballot, you can text your vote again to 206-290-4076.
Sorry, Mr. Chair. I need to just do some inaction questions with our folks in the background. I am unable to launch a poll. Okay, do we have it up? Great. Does everybody see it now?
I see the one that we see, but
No.
I
No poll
voted
yet.
like a minute ago.
I already voted.
No, I already voted.
Yeah, I already voted.
I already voted.
Already voted.
I
Great.
voted.
Okay,
Already voted.
Already voted.
And I say
listen to all
15%
those
at Geico.
votes.
And I say 15% at Geico.
and it looks like 51 of the 71 participants who are not all eligible voters have voted.
Okay, have we passed the 2-minute threshold? I think we're done with this poll. And we can now, Jordan, are you okay releasing the Burien one, or do you need some more time for that? think he's downloading results. All right, we'll get that Burien City Council position up as soon as we are able to. Maybe while we're waiting, any go to the orders that folks want to share? We can do that now. Any go to the orders?
Yay, Ohio.
Here you go.
I guess I could have said that too, yay, Ohio. But what I wanted to tell people is that the 34th District picnic is in September, but the West Seattle Democratic women will have their picnic at my house on the 24th of August. And anybody who wants to come, just let us know so we get enough pizza. But it's a potluck from 4 to 7, and I'd really love to have you all come. I will put my email address in the chat so that you can email me and let me know you're coming and make something good.
Oh, Chair recognizes Michael Parker.
Yeah, it's a question more than anything else. We have this long conversation about primaries.
Sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback.
I don't know why. We had a lot of.
Do you have 2 devices?
No.
Okay.
So let me try again. Are we really going to have a presidential primary in the state of Washington for the Democrats?
What?
I mean, next year. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be no, the option would be a caucus. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that means that the earlier conversation around primaries was interesting, but not.
They're looking at 2028.
Yeah, it would not be for this year. It'd be when there's a big open primary the following election.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
We have a vice president then that wants to be president.
I'm sure there will be many, many people in that race. Any other good of the orders? All right, Jordan, I don't know if you're able to release the Burien poll. Okay, cool. So that now is up. You can vote to either endorse Patricia Hudson or no endorsement. So we have these results. We'll either have another, next on the agenda is voting on contributions to campaigns. So once we have fully endorsed candidates or not in these races, we can share that motion.
Graham, do you mind if I do a good of the order? You shut that
Yeah.
down real fast.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't see other hands raised, so I.
That's okay. I was kind of late to the game. Just really quick. I think everybody knows I'm very passionate about canvassing for candidates, and I just want to encourage everyone here on the phone to sort of put your legs where your voting finger went today and work for your candidates. We've got some really important races. I'm particularly interested in Burien this year, just because of the school board situation with that super alt-right influence going on down there. And those candidates really need your support. And there's going to be lots of group canvases and, a lot of people knocking on doors this fall. So if you're interested in getting involved, happy to get you where you need to go to the right campaigns, or just look out for your candidates, sign up on their websites. This is what we do as Democrats. So just a big vote of encouragement there. Thank you.
All right. And I think that Burien poll is now closed. So we are just waiting for results, and we're kind of at a standstill in our agenda until we have those results. So if you'd like to get up, stretch, use the restroom, now's a good time to do that. I may step away for a moment and do that myself, but I will be right back.
Graham, before you go.
Yeah.
Dow Constantine had his hand up. I thought you might want to recognize.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not see
Yeah.
that. Yes, the chair recognizes Dow Constantine. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Hold on. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I'm here to say thanks for the 34th support of the Veteran Seniors and Human Services Levy. As was mentioned before, it passed really overwhelmingly, and that renewal is going to allow us to better serve those who have served our country, those who helped build our communities, are now in their later years, and many who are struggling with unfair barriers to their own success. As Chris alluded, our true north in King County is that we will make this a welcoming community where every person can thrive, and this levy is an important part of that ongoing work. So once again, the 34th is on the right side of history, and I want to thank you all for your support.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right. Any other good of the orders before stretch break? Okay.
Graham?
Chris, let the man go to the restroom.
I was kidding.
Ha ha ha. So we need a little music for, yeah.
How about something by the band in honor of the late Robbie Robertson, who passed away today?
Yeah, what was the song? Oh,
The Wait.
they're playing on the news.
All right, I think we're just waiting on the results still for Burien City Council, position 4 in King County Council, District 8.
Can we disarm the Seafair pirates?
Oh, yeah.
Steve, write a resolution.
Yeah, there you go.
We will discuss and pass it to the board. So please write a resolution.
Okay.
Yeah, or at least limit the amount of times they can shoot their cannon off.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for everyone that was able to withstand the parade harassment we were on the receiving end of from the pirates the whole march. Or do not put a silent marching group in front of the pirates.
I did appreciate that they had kind of a pattern to the sirens and things, so you knew when it was coming. There was always kind of like the siren before the cannon.
Yeah, I'm still never gonna get that hearing back, but yeah, that was nice that they warned us. All right. Anything else?
Carla, did you see my notes in the chat?
Chair, do you want to recognize Julie? I don't think it's anything to me.
Sure, I don't know what's in the chat, but happy to. Julie?
Oh, well, I had questions on the upcoming talk regarding the budget for the candidate contributions,
Yes. That's
because.
the next item on the agenda.
Yeah, because we only end up with $75 left in reserve.
Well, that's not going to be accurate anymore because we're not endorsing in one of the races. So we'll save that money.
For the one. Yeah, okay. Well, I'd come up with an option so that we had ended up with 1,000 in reserve. But then my question was, and then what's coming up after that that we need it for was my main question.
Nothing. This is the only election.
So we don't need it for the primary for anything.
What primary?
Sorry if not saying it correctly.
The
You mean the
caucus?
general?
Yeah, the general. That's what I meant. Yeah.
All the contributions we will be making will be for the general election in November.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. And that's the only election remaining that this budget pertains to.
Okay, so the one gained us $750. No.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
we
accurate.
still. Right, yeah. Plus the 75. Okay,
Yeah, so we'll have additional funding that we can spend in September. And decide
Okay.
where to put that money. Yeah.
okay. That was my concern, that we
Yep.
wouldn't have any money left to do anything with when we wanted to. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
My turn to go to the bathroom. Okay,
Go
bye.
ahead. Okay, we have results for King County Council District 8. And sorry, Jordan's typing more, so I just want to make sure I get all the information before I share that. Okay, we have both races finalized. So the 34th District Democrats have endorsed Patricia Hudson, Berrien City Council position 4 with 89.36% of the vote. Additionally, we have endorsed Teresa Mosqueda for King County Council position 8 with 85.18% of the vote. Congratulations to those candidates and all those we've endorsed this evening.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you both. As Julie was alluding to, we are now going to consider, and let me just update this now that we have candidates finalized. We're now going to consider a motion, and you all just heard that conversation without any context, but now hopefully it'll make more sense. So the board approved this a general framework for funding candidates, regardless of who we ended up endorsing. As you saw, there were just placeholders until we had the endorsements finalized, and we can't make contributions until we actually have candidates to contribute to. So this is very much so we approved the framework, anticipating that we would endorse in all the races that we considered tonight. One race we did not endorse in, so that was $750 that would have gone to the other Burien City Council position. I'll just note we are limited in the amount of money we can spend on Seattle City Council District 1 to a cap because of democracy dollars. Our contributions reflect the races that we think will require the most funding in order to be competitive. And I'll just note Gina Top, while she was a candidate for just our 34th, or sorry, just our district in the primary, she now has to run citywide and compete across all districts in the city. In the Seattle Public Schools includes 50,000 students, which is about the population of Burien, actually. I am going to make a motion. I move that the following contributions be approved by voice vote for disbursements in August for the general election. And this leaves about about $825 remaining in our budget that we can then distribute in September to other candidates. So we have $250 for Teresa Mosqueda, $250 for Rob Saka. So sorry, let me start again. I move that we approve campaign contributions in August.
Graham, excuse me, as the chair, I'm not sure.
I believe our parliamentarian has verified for me that I am able to make motions, but Gina, feel free to correct me if I'm incorrect here.
Mama. Yep, sorry, you've got my daughter in the background. Yes,
Yeah.
Graham, you can make a motion if you would like.
Okay.
Thank you.
And since this is a board put this forward, I feel comfortable making this motion as the representative for the board. So again, I move to make the following contributions in August to these candidates for the general election: $250 for Teresa Mosqueda, $250 for Rob Saka, $1,175 for Gina Top, $750 for Patricia Hudson, $750 for Crystal Marks, $500 for Stephanie Tidham, and $500 for Carlos Ruiz.
Second, Chris Porter.
Chris Porter seconded. Is there any discussion on this motion? I cannot see the participant list, so Anne, let me know if there's any discussion.
You have hands up on Art Chippendale first, Chris Lampkin second, and Ted Barker third.
Okay. Chair recognizes Art Chippendale.
Yes, hi, Graham and all. I'd like to see us increase our donation to Teresa Mosqueda. That's a big district that she has to cover, and I would, if there's any funds, as was mentioned earlier, that we could use now, I'd like to add another $750 to Teresa Mosqueda's campaign, making it $1,000 total. I think that would be appropriate, and I hope that you see the logic in that.
All right, the chair recognizes Chris Lampkin.
Yeah, Chair, I think Art was suggesting an amendment to the motion.
Uh-huh.
And I would
You should make a
second that
motion.
amendment.
Okay, then you need to, yeah. Art, do you want to make a formal motion? Well, Gina, do we need to vote on the motion on the table or consider the amendments?
We consider the amendments first and then vote.
So Art can make a motion. If he would like. I did not hear a motion, but it sounded like he was close to it.
Can you hear me? I would like to make a motion that we add an additional $750 to Teresa Mosqueda's campaign to help cover the expenses of the entire 8th district.
Okay, is there a second?
I would second that motion.
Okay.
Can I?
Excuse me, who was the second on that?
Chris
Lampkin.
Okay.
And now we can open
Minutes.
discussion on this amendment to the original motion.
This is Julie, the treasurer. I'm concerned about depleting our funds so low. I could see upping it some, like to 500. But as it is now, we only have $825 left. And I've been here enough to know that things happen at the last second and then you got to put in money and we don't have the money. And that's where I don't want to end up at.
We have the potential to, oh, I guess I need to be recognized. Sorry.
Yeah, let me just, there are some hands raised here. Ted, are you wanting to speak to the original motion or this amendment? Okay, the hand went away. I think Dorothy's hand was up next.
Yes, what I'd like to say is that we've got the Highline School District that is really facing some pretty serious challenges. And any extra money should go to that school district. I think there's a whole lot more that they could use that money for than where we know there's going to be a lot of money going into the King County District 8. So let's make sure we put the money where it is. And I'd like to say, keep it as it is.
Okay. Chair recognizes Roxanne.
I would like to speak in favor of the motion.
The
And
amendment or the motion?
the amendment, sorry, the
Okay.
amendment, and thank you. I would also be open to adjusting the amount. But I think that is a big race and is going to affect the entire county. And I certainly understand the issues for the school board positions and the extreme right wing opponents that they'll be fighting. And yes, we need to support them as well. But Teresa Mosqueda is going to have a climb, and that's countywide, and we really need to support it. Thank you.
Okay, Chair recognizes Chris Porter, and then we'll close discussion on this.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to interrupt here. We are not following our normal 2 speakers for and 2 speakers against at each motion. And I think it's getting really confusing and
Okay.
just don't know that this is going the way it should. I would have thought that we should have had speeches for and against the main motion and then for and
Well,
against.
we
I
have to
don't know.
consider the amendment first,
Oh,
apparently.
sorry,
So-
that's right. There's an amendment.
So I think for the amendment, we've heard 2 speeches for and 1 against. So Chris, are you against or for?
Against, yes.
Okay, then we're closed out after this.
I am speaking against, not that I don't want Teresa Mosqueda to get the money for the battle that she has, but everyone in this district knows that Highline, whether it is the money, the levy to improve the schools or to get the fire station replaced, has been an uphill battle. And if we're going to direct additional dollars, I agree with Dorothy, it ought to be to Highline School District as we try everything we can to support that district with a smaller pool of accessible donors and supporters compared to those who are running in larger races who may have access to that. I think if we're consistent in what we've been doing, which is to support Highline in every way that we can, if we were going to do something, we would do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're gonna now, I think we have to do this by ballot. So Carla and Jordan, is that possible to get a ballot up for the amendment? Yes or no on the
Yeah,
amendment?
I'm on it.
Okay. This is not a restricted vote, so all folks who are members and PCOs, regardless of when you joined, can vote on this amendment to change the funding for Teresa Mosqueda to $1,000 from $250.
Oh my God. No.
We need to have people muted, please.
Oops, sorry. Oh, sorry. So sorry.
Dan, can you handle that, please, while I'm doing this ballot?
Excuse me, what?
I'm muting people,
Muting
don't worry.
people?
I'm muting, I'm doing
Oh,
it.
okay. I'm sorry. I didn't understand what you meant because Julie did mute herself, so.
Okay.
Well, just in general, it's been happening quite a bit tonight.
All right, so bear with us while we get this ballot up.
Two seconds. Launch.
All right, we have a minute to vote on this. So 1 minute to vote yes or no. This will be a simple majority vote. Okay, 30 more seconds to vote. Only 29 folks have voted.
Graham, I'm going to go ahead and make a ballot for the original motion as well. Just to
Okay.
have it ready.
I think we still have to speak on that if anyone wants to. So,
Of course.
okay, this ballot is now closed. The amendment has failed 60% to 40%. All right, we're now gonna go to the original motion, which is on the table. Anyone want to speak for that motion?
Graham, just a reminder that there may be other votes that are the alternative method. So just don't forget to wait for Hannah's count on that.
Don't worry, we're taking care of it in the background.
Yeah.
Thanks though.
Anyone want to speak on the original motion? Okay, Carla, if you're ready, we can go ahead and launch that ballot.
Okay. This is sort of not the greatest ballot I've ever done, but here we go. And I just also want to make sure everybody would understand that in this particular vote, if you vote no, then none of these amounts will be
Funded.
distributed, funded. Yes.
Yes.
Carla,
Chris?
Chris?
There can't be a no except for.
No.
There is no fill in the blank.
And are
So-
we voting on the original motion to approve?
Yes.
Okay.
Once the ballot is up, that's what we're
Okay.
voting on.
Okay. Here we go.
And sorry, we'll do 1 minute on this too.
Excuse me, what was the final tally on the amendment? Just 60-40? That
Yeah.
just okay.
But that's validated or unvalidated.
Unvalidated.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to change. All right, this motion is so far, we'll close this ballot. Motion is so far passed with 97% voting yes. We'll validate that. Yes, there will be, once we get to September and see how things are shaping up, including with independent expenditure funding, we can choose to use that additional $825 then and target it towards the races that we think most need it. If you'd like to be part of these decisions as a board member, we do have some board positions open, and I'm always welcoming new board members to those open positions, including a fundraising chair, a community, I'm forgetting the exact name of it. Anyways, they're all on our website. We have some open chair positions, so folks are more than welcome to join the board and participate in some of these processes, and that from that perspective as well.
Graham,
Yes.
since we have a moment of downtime here, I just want to say that one of the perks of being on the board, and I'm just trying to sort of add to Graham's pitch to join and come on the board to add your voice, is that you get a vote. And that is a really important thing when we discuss these really important issues, like where we want to, you know, focus our funds and what are the things that are important to us. And you get a voice when you're on the board. And so I really encourage you that there are some really important responsibilities and benefits of you being on the board. So everybody who can hear my voice, talk to Graham about some of the positions on the board that are available, and we would love to have you. We love your participation and your involvement.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Rachel. And we can also, you can make it work for your schedule. I say that as a small kid, someone who just started a business and has a husband that travels 2/3 of the year. So it is possible. You can do it. Right. So just waiting on
Graham, Chris Porter has his hand up.
Yes, Chris.
This is a sort of a bit of a good of the order and also history reminder. In 1965, August 6th, as a matter of fact, the Voting Rights Act came into law. And more than 60 years later, we have a Supreme Court that removed one of the most vital sections of that law. And so if we're wondering how important every vote is in every place, in every space, the fact that if a state wishes to say that there are problems with it or that they feel they've been disenfranchised or discriminated, that protection is not really there in our Voting Rights Act. So any and everything that we can do to make sure our votes count, we engage people, they return their ballots, which we do such a bad job at primary returning ballots around here. It's almost embarrassing, but it's just a reminder that democracy just is not for free. It really is not. We have to keep working at it and remind everyone what's lost long before it actually is taken away. Thank you.
Okay, as soon as we get these final results, we'll adjourn the meeting. Yes, looks like Anila.
Thank you for the recognition. Hello, everybody. Related to what was just said about voting and the importance of it, I just also wanted to remind everybody about another anniversary this month. This is the 60th anniversary of the August 28th, 1963 March on Washington, D.C. for jobs and freedom that led to the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. And there will be a weekend of activities happening then, so please mark your calendars, and I can share more information with the leadership here to share with the wider 34th District Dems. Thank you.
Excuse me, who was speaking?
This is Anila Afzali. I could spell it too, or you could see it in my name there.
Anila, what is the date of that again?
It's August 28th is the march, is the anniversary of the march, but there will be a weekend of activities. And I can share information once we have those activities formalized as well. It's
Sure.
by the Martin Luther King committee that organizes that.
If you, I'm going to put my communications email in the chat. If you want to grab that before we close down here and just send me the information, I'll make sure it gets in our email.
Okay, will do. Thanks, Carla.
Sure thing. Graham, I'll take the silence and throw another plug in while we're waiting.
Well, I can confirm we validated the results. The original amendment did fail originally. That still counts. And then the motion passed, the original motion. So so we can close that out. And yeah, Carla, one more thing if you want to share.
Oh, I was just going to call out. I know this is on the screen, but and I know it's summer, so people are running around doing lots of things, but would love to, push the August pop-up social. We had like 20, 25 people one month, and then it kind of fell down a little bit last month, and of course we had our fundraiser last month as well. So definitely want to get the pop-up socials back up there and going. Future Permanent's a really fun place to hang out, and it's a great space. We'll be outdoors, and come hang out with us and talk election.
Thank you.
Or anything.
All right. Well, I also want to give a special thanks to everyone behind the scenes, Carla and Chris, Jordan, and a very special thanks to Hannah and her husband, who had to update the code on the fly, which we didn't share with you all what's happening behind the scenes. Apparently Zoom changed the way the data was pulled since our last meeting. So they were recoding our program to validate votes within 10 minutes or so. Thank you to them. And it's midnight and they're on vacation in North Carolina, so I want them to go to bed. So thank you, everyone. Again, our board meeting is scheduled for August 16th at 7 p.m. You can contact me for details. Our next membership meeting is September 13th with a pre-meeting program at 6:30 p.m. Now, if there's no further business and there's no objection, the meeting will be adjourned. Any objection? Okay, the meeting is adjourned at 9:10 p.m. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Graham.
Good night.
Thanks, Carla.
Good night.